Arsenal confident of William's stance on his future as he keeps making huge demands of money as far as him putting pen to paper on the proposed 5-year contract is concerned. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokan David. Hope the Lord God is keeping you safe for the Muslims. Juma Karim, it's a Friday and Allah is doing his job to keep you safe all day, all night. Now, we are talking a little bit about Gabriel Jesus, talking about his injury and how it affected his season. Then there is a comparison that has been going on that has been nailed on very well, and I've liked this journalist, Jack Grealish versus Gabriel Martinelli. So it's really something that most of the people were discussing about, and it has been really settled. That's it. It has been really settled, and the nail has been hit on its top. That's it. So smash the like button, close to 200 likes. Let's don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, there are stories coming in from Grammy Bailey of 90 minutes concerning William Saliba. I really knew that these stories were going to really come out. And before I really elaborate more about this, let me not just keep you in the blue, and let me first throw it onto your screen. Grammy Bailey says 90 minutes has learned from sources close to William Saliba's representatives that they are not trying to force a move away from Arsenal. Rather, they are asking for a contract fitting of a player considered by many as one of the best young defenders in the world. I knew this statement was going to come out because the story that I did, that Arsenal are really considering to sell William Saliba if at all he does not find himself in a position of really putting pen to paper on the proposed contract they're really having for him on the table, is not signed. Now, when you look at this story, you understand that the other story that was really putting dark spots on the career of William Saliba at Arsenal was produced by a person at Arsenal. That's it. Now, what the representatives are going to have to do, they've gone ahead to counter back that story by bringing in this story that Saliba is not forcing a move away from Arsenal. You know, when that story that Saliba is forcing away from when that story that indicated Saliba's forcing a move away from Arsenal came out, do you know what it meant? It meant one thing, that it's really killing the love that Arsenal fans have for William Saliba. That's it. So Saliba's representatives have been wise enough, and they've reacted very, very, very quick, because it was really damaging. It was really damaging for their 21, 22-year-old defender at Arsenal. So when you look at these stories, you see to it that the first one was being put in the story by Arsenal, you know, to test the waters and see how is William Saliba going to react. Now, the representatives of Saliba have gone out to put out this story in the media that William Saliba aren't forcing a move away from Arsenal. He just feels that he wants to be given the amount of money that really deserves him as one of the best young defenders in the world. And to me, I defend William Saliba on any day. Football is all about money. You know, when Arsenal never wanted him, they loaned him from 2019, 2020, 2021. Came 2022, Arsenal just found themselves getting the player back, and he really showed Mikel Arteta the good attributes of who a right-sided centre-back is supposed to be. And Arteta said, all right, I need to keep this player here. Now, and the problem is not for Saliba's, because you've seen very many clubs, each and every time they are loaning players and they feel like they're still young, they add 1 year onto their contract. They tell him, we are going to loan you, but add 1 more year onto your contract. An extension is made. And that is something that Arsenal never made from 2019, 2020, 2021. You know, Arsenal never made. such extensions of the contract, and that's why they found themselves in a situation of William Saliba leaving the club of being in the club of Arsenal with only 1 year left on his contract. And trust me, William Saliba is in the position of strength. Hate him or love him, he is in a position of strength. And Arsenal, even if they dance on the needle, they are going to pay the amount of money that William Saliba wants. You know, you can't lose out on William Saliba. And I advised Arsenal that you give Saliba the contract that he wants, and if at all you feel like it's so much bleaching your wage bill, then you sell him. Because if at all you tie him on a contract of like 4 to 5 years, Saliba is worth £100 million. You get? Will that be showing the weakness of Arsenal or the strength of Arsenal? What makes a better team or a world-class team is to keep its world-class players. Now, Saliba to me is going to be world-class. That's no doubt. No doubt. Unless otherwise that back injury really persists, like it keeps coming on through. But if at all it doesn't persist, Saliba is going to be a world-class defender. You know? So, does it make sense for Arsenal to lose William Saliba? It doesn't make sense. And what message are you sending to the likes of Gabriel Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, the young ones you're having in your team, who are really earning huge right now? If at all they play better in the next 2 seasons and they want to get close to £400,000 a week, won't you offer it to them? You know, because you fail to offer Saliba a contract he wants. Saliba wants a contract equivalent to that of Bukayo Saka because he believes he is way much more important to the club of Arsenal than Bukayo Saka. That is what Saliba is telling the club, and facts have been written all over. So, let's see what Arsenal has to say about this Saliba situation. Now, Grammy Bailey of 90 Minutes has gone ahead and obviously told us the following: that Arsenal began talks with Saliba back in September. Sources with knowledge of the situation accept that whilst Saliba has rebuffed current advances, Arsenal remain confident the player does want to stay and will agree new terms before the start of the season. We all know, that Saliba want to stay. And the story that came out tarnishing Saliba's name never shown that Saliba wants out of Arsenal. You know, it was Arsenal thinking or pondering on selling William Saliba because of him not putting pen to paper onto the contract that Arsenal's gonna hate to offer to him. So Saliba 100% wants to stay at Arsenal, but he has set his positions. You know, he has set his conditions. He needs to be getting the salary that has been given to Bukayo Saka, close to £290,000 a week. That's what he wants, and he is really right. You know, you have to use the moment that you are really in as one of the best in the world and collect the absurd amount of money that should be moving to your side. You know, look at Erling Haaland. He came in at Man City and they gave him a contract of £370,000 a week. That is Erling Haaland. But after having just 1 season at Man City, they've gone ahead to really propose a new contract of £500,000. That's where football is. You perform better, you get appreciated. It makes no sense for Arsenal to come out and present a contract of £120,000 for William Saliba after the season he has had. People are talking that, people are insinuating and making relations that he has just gone ahead to play 1 season at Arsenal. He has been an Arsenal player for the past 4 years. He was signed in 2019, loaned to Lille, 2019, 2020, 2020, 2021. I think was he loaned to which other club? And obviously in 2021, 2022, he played for Marseille. And that's when he really excelled and Arsenal got him back. he has always been an Arsenal player. So, Arsenal are going to give him the money he wants because his agents are really wise enough and they are not changing their stance. So let's wait and see what's going to come out from William Saliba, because Arsenal are really pushing to keep the player, and the player also wants to stay, but on his well-set conditions. That, why do you give Bukayo Saka a contract better than that of Gabriel Jesus of £265,000 and you don't want to give me the same contract? Because I've come here, I've gone ahead to do the needful, I've played the game, and I've defended and shown you my qualities. You have to appreciate my qualities by giving me the contract that I want. Now, this is my exciting segment in this in this podcast or recording. There is a journalist known as Steve Nicol. He was asked about Jack Grealish and Gabriel Martinelli. This was his response. Don't get me wrong, Grealish has played well, but he's got 5 goals. 5 in a team that has so much of the ball that it's absolutely frightening. I'm not saying he hasn't had a good season, but I would absolutely have Gabriel Martinelli in front of him. Magnificent, exceptional. You know, I support Manchester United, right? But people have always gone ahead to slate Anthony, that he's not lived the worth of his money, has gone ahead to get bought by Manchester United. When you look at Anthony, in his first season at Manchester United, has gone ahead to score close to, I think, are they 9 goals and some 3-4 assists. Jack Grealish in his first season, how many goals did he even score? And even this season, Anthony has 4 goals in the Premier League and Grealish has 5, and they are trying to convince us that it has been really excellent. There's been an improvement from the Grealish that City signed last season to the Grealish that's going to hate play this season. But Grealish and Martinelli cannot be in the same statement. Martinelli has 15 goals a season and 5 assists. And remember, Arsenal is just getting to those levels of really having a team that is really quality. That means you get Gabriel Martinelli, throw him into that City team, he can score 30 goals a season. That's it. He can. City play the best football in the world. They have world-class players. Their team has been together for so long. And if at all you come in and fit into that team, you are going to be getting very many chances. Look at the openings that Grealish gets, Look at the openings that Grealish gets from that left side area and the number of balls he's being fed in. If at all it's Gabriel Martinelli at City, you'd have gone ahead to outscore him. So I think on any day, I would play Martinelli ahead of Jack Grealish. That's it. Let no one lie to you. I would play Martinelli ahead of Jack Grealish because Grealish is a good player, but Martinelli is an exceptional player. He's very exceptional and magnificent. When you look at his return in the final third of the opponent, it's nowhere close to that of Grealish. Martinelli is miles far ahead of this Grealish guy. So let no one come in here and really try to confuse you about that. I've liked this. Steve Nicol, I wish I were near you. I would have thrown some pounds to you because you've nailed it. Martinelli, far much better than Jack Grealish. And next season, it comes to my mind that this boy is going to score 20 goals a season because there is Champions League football where he's really going to be performing at high levels. And what failed him to score even 20 goals this season is the injury he got at the game of Brighton, because they played Nottingham Forest. They had more 2 games to play, not so. By the time he injured himself. So let's wait and see how that's going to pan out, and let's conclude this story or this video with the mourning of Jesus and happiness. It's all about ecstasy and agony. Jesus said, I'm so excited for it. I was a little bit unlucky about my injury. I missed a big part of my season, but my mentality has always been my fitness and then to help my team. So next, my main target is to be fit all season and help my team. That is Gabriel Jesus for you. We all know that he was out for 3 months, left Arsenal, went to the World Cup as Cameroon was being beaten by Brazil. He obviously confirmed the knee injury, returned back to England, and he underwent what we call a surgery. 3 months out, he has gone ahead to return and has found himself score close to 6 goals in that spell when he returned. But he's so much focused on really keeping himself fit and obviously coming in through to do the needful for the club of Arsenal as far as it's concerned. So guys, your thoughts on Arsenal confident on Saliba's stance are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Martinelli and Grealish? Don't you think Martinelli is miles better than Jack Grealish? And lastly, what is your thoughts onto the Gabriel Jesus hopes that next season his target is simple, coming back and being fit throughout the season? Good morning, the viewers of Rokani Media Football. May the Lord God see you through everything that you are going through, and may Allah do it for the Muslims too. Juma Karim. Ciao, ciao, my mates.